from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Another deadly day in Henrico County on Tuesday, but some good news for the county if you're looking to get around by foot or bike. We'll tell you about those stories and more coming up. It's today's Henrico News Minute for Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Tuesday, unfortunately, was another violent and deadly day in Henrico County. Two separate shootings left one dead and one injured by shortly after noon. And then yesterday evening, fire officials responding to an apartment complex in the West End discovered two people dead inside. The first incident was a shooting that took place in the 7600 block of Beth Road. That's in the Abington West End apartment complex. It was just a few blocks from a shooting that took place at almost the same time yesterday morning that eventually led to a woman's death when she took her own life after a police pursuit. Today's shooting left an 18-year-old Hanover County woman, Brittany J. Payton, dead. Police have not made any arrests in connection with the incident. If you have details, call them at 501-5581 or call Metro Richmond Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. You can also leave tips anonymously online at p3tips.com. The second shooting in the county took place in Highland Springs just about noon in the 100 block of North Rose Avenue. That's where a juvenile male was shot, taken to the hospital with critical injuries. Police did later arrest another juvenile in connection with the shooting and said the two were known to each other. The juvenile they arrested faces aggravated malicious wounding charges, use of a firearm in commission of a felony charges, and charge of possession of a firearm as a juvenile. And yesterday evening, police responded to the 3000 block of the Quarter Creek Lane in the Quarter Mill apartment complex in the West End, just north of I-64. That's where Henrico fire officials had responded after 6 o'clock for water coming from an upper-level apartment. When they entered the apartment, they found two people dead inside, both adults. Police are asking for any tips or anyone who may have heard something in the area recently. You can again call them at 501-5000 or Crime Stoppers at 780-1000 or by visiting p3tips.com. Well, Henrico County is wrapping up vaccinations at Richmond Raceway this month. There are 6 days of vaccinations left. 5 of them are open to anyone to walk up and be vaccinated. The 6th is a May 25th date that is for second doses only for people who have already been scheduled for that day. The other dates are today, May 19th and 20th, and May 26th and 27th. On all of those days, you can just walk up and be vaccinated. Now, typically, those events at the raceway have gone from 8 to 4. The county is going to be extending those by 2 hours until 6 p.m. to give folks who are working the chance to come by after work and possibly bring their teenage children as well who want to be vaccinated. Now, the demand for vaccines has waned in Henrico as elsewhere around the region and the nation, as most folks who had wanted to get the vaccine as soon as possible have now had it or had a chance to get it. At the raceway, they were only planning for about 600 first doses to be administered this week. Well, if you need a lift to get your COVID-19 vaccination, you'll soon be able to get one for free from either Uber or Lyft. The two ride-share companies have partnered with the federal government to make that offer to anyone in the nation. It's supposed to begin within a few weeks. It'll last through the 4th of July. It's all part of President Joe Biden's plan to ensure that 70% of adults are vaccinated by the 4th of July. Yesterday, Biden also announced that a number of high enrollment community colleges nationwide would begin serving as vaccination sites for students, faculty members, and the surrounding communities. It's unknown whether Reynolds Community College will be one of those or not just yet. At last night's Henrico Board of Supervisors meeting, Department of Public Works Director Terrell Hughes told supervisors that his department is planning to spend $9.8 million in federal money to upgrade a number of the traffic signals that it maintains in the county. Henrico is responsible for 145 signals at intersections, with 3 more on the way soon. The money will be used for Phase 2 of the Advanced Traffic Management System. Phase 1 came in 2012 with $8 million in federal money. This next phase will upgrade about 122 signals. Also will upgrade electrical service associated with some, and will install batteries to maintain lights at 70 of those intersections in the event that power is lost. Hughes said that officials also hope to implement video detection at possibly all 148 signals with the funds. Don't worry, that video will not be used to detect red light runners. Instead, it's just an upgrade of the existing sensor system that detects when a car is present at the intersection so that it can adjust the lights accordingly. There will be about an 18-month ramp-up period of design and initial work, and then implementation of the changes will take about 2 years. Everything should be operational by 2024, according to Hughes. Hughes also told supervisors that his department is in the midst of beginning a few additional pilot programs to test various traffic calming measures at specific points in the county, with the potential to implement them on a broader scale as needed and as they prove to be effective. Among the pilot plans would be one that bumps curbs out at intersections farther to tighten the area through which cars can pass each other, forcing them to slow down. Henrico County Manager John Vitolkas said that higher than expected revenues from the new Central Virginia Transportation Authority, a regional body that's collecting incremental tax increases and distributing them to 9 member localities, as well as collecting some of that money to use itself on regional projects, will allow the county to have more funds available for public works projects like these. At Tuesday night's Board of Supervisors meeting, Assistant Director of Transportation and Development Todd Yor told supervisors that the county has 26 miles of new sidewalks planned during the course of the next 3 years. 2 of those projects are now underway, one along Ridgefield Parkway near the Glen Eagles Shopping Center, another along Parham Road in the general area of Starling Drive. A sidewalk project along Azalea Road will begin in a couple months, and another phase of the Ridgefield Parkway project between Pump Road and Deep Run Park will start in the near future as well, as will a sidewalk along Gaskins Road. Bids are due this week for a sidewalk project along Gay Avenue near Laburnum Avenue across from the shops at White Oak Village in eastern Henrico. That project could start later this year. Newmarket Heights Battlefield in Verina has been named one of the most endangered historic sites in Virginia by Preservation Virginia. The organization said it received a record number of nominations for its annual list this year. It selected 10 sites statewide, one of which was the battlefield site at Newmarket Heights and also that at St. Mary's Samaria Church in Charles City County. Both were sites at which United States colored troops fought on behalf of the Union, with the September 29, 1864 Battle of Chaffin's Farm and Newmarket Heights resulting in the awarding of 14 Medals of Honor to USCT soldiers. The organization seemed most concerned about the Charles City site, where a proposed expansion of an existing waste disposal operation is being considered. It said that while parts of the Newmarket Heights battlefield in Henrico have been preserved by the county and by the American Battlefield Trust, residential development and road projects remain threats for sizable areas of core battlefield areas. And officials wrote, quote, significant preservation work remains to be done so that a true battlefield park can be established, end quote. After more than a year of reduced operating hours because of the pandemic, all Virginia ABC stores will return to pre-pandemic operating hours beginning May 14th. Officials made the announcement yesterday. All stores will open by 10 a.m. every day, except for those few that regularly open later on Sundays. Store closing times had already returned to pre-pandemic hours last June. They'll remain the same. Today's Henrico News Minute is brought to you by Henrico County, which is asking you, how do you want to hear from the county? Visit publicinput.com/Henrico News to take a brief survey.